Preparation time is never wasted time. Or another way I've heard it is preparation time is never lost time. Hi, and welcome to the When Dreams and Action Collide podcast. I'm your host, Joy Lene, your productivity powerhouse. And today we're talking about preparation, especially when it comes to your dreams and goals and fulfilling what God has put on your heart to do. Now, I know personally, I am in a season where I feel like I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work. I'm just sort of planning, I'm learning, I'm practicing some things, I'm upgrading my skills. And it feels like I'm doing a lot of really hard work and not seeing a lot of results. And I can often wonder, is any of this really making a difference? But I have come to understand that preparation is very productive, even when you can't see the results, even when nothing seems visible. And I know that a lot of people are in seasons like this, seasons where we feel stuck, we're waiting. We might be studying. We're going to uni and all this stuff. We're working a job we don't really love, even though we know that God has something better in store for us. But it seems like nothing is changing. And it's very easy for us to want to just skip to the results. God gives us a dream, a desire, and we just want to get there. But what we need to understand is that we need to go through a process, we need to go through a journey, we need to go through preparation for what God has in store. Because every good thing, especially when it comes to your dreams and goals, needs to have a solid foundation. And a solid foundation takes time. We've all seen when someone is building a house or they're putting up a building, the foundation is what takes the longest time. It feels like it's taking forever. They're laying the plumbing, they're putting the groundwork in, they're doing all this thing, and it seems like it's just taking forever. And then especially, if it's a very large building, it can take so long. And then all of a sudden, when the foundation is complete, all of a sudden the walls go up, everything is put together, the sides are on, and we just go, oh, that just came out of nowhere. But it's because they laid a solid foundation that everything else can go really quickly. I often think of the life of David, before he ever killed Goliath or before he ever became king. He was just a shepherd. He was just tending his father's sheep. He was the youngest. He was the lowest of his family. Even when the prophet Samuel came, they didn't even go get him because that's how, little and that they looked at him. But we can often think like, oh, he was just a shepherd boy. He was just wasting time, just passing time. But no, God was preparing him in that season. He was being prepared for what's to come. When he took on the lion and he took on the bear, these weren't just distractions or just things that were just happening. They were preparation and they were training. Because when the time came for him to take on Goliath, he was prepared. He was ready to go. And that was only because God had prepared him before time. And he, here is this Goliath. To him, it was just like, oh, it's another bear. It's another lion. He was ready to go. The same thing is with, Jesus. He spent 30 years preparing for just a 3-year ministry. Now, we don't know if he knew that it was going to be 3 years or not, but he knew that preparation was important. He didn't want to rush it. We can see this in Luke 2:52, and it says, "And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man." Another word for that word grew is increased, which indicates that there was a process that he went through. So even Jesus went through a process to get to where he needed to be, and he understood that. Professional athletes are the same. They spend hours in the gym. They're mastering skills. They're getting up early, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, 2 hours in the evening. They're just always spending time to do what they're supposed to do. Most of the time, we only see what they accomplish. We see the reward. But there's a lot of hours behind that. I have a friend who is a black belt in Taekwondo, and she has spent a lot of time training and continues to spend a lot of time training. And you can think, oh, that's really a lot. But she has been laying the foundation for her to be able to have been able to obtain a black belt. I've seen that meme that says a black belt is just a white belt that never gave up. And it can also be said that a black belt is just a white belt that was prepared, and they prepared themselves. They continued to go on their journey to get to where they needed to go. So what I wanted to do today is to encourage you that don't despise this preparation time in your life. God is using it to shape you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you. Working at the job that you're working at, maybe you're gaining the skills that you need to do, or maybe you're just gaining how to work with difficult people. God is preparing you. So ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this experience? Is there anything that I need to change or do differently? In this, can I upgrade in my skills? What can I do to actually prepare myself? Is there a course I can take in this time that I'm waiting? Is there a book I can read? Begin to ask yourself those questions, because the word prepare or preparation is very much an action word. You have to do something. And what we want, and the reason we want to do that is because when God opens a door for us, we want to walk through fully prepared. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to have it all together. It just means you're going to be prepared when God says, here's the door, let's go. The time that you're putting in now is not wasted time. We have to think of the time as a seed. And when it has been fully developed, it will bear much fruit. So value the preparation time. Don't think, oh, let me just skip ahead. Let me just, God's giving me a dream. Let me just wait, and sooner or later it'll come to pass. No, prepare yourself. Engage yourself in preparation, things that you could do to really prepare yourself. So I wanted to give you something that I feel like would really help you, and that has been helping me as I'm walking through this time of really preparation and getting ready for what God has for me. It's just a simple download with some points of what I've been doing and I feel that are very important to do in the waiting and in the preparation. So you can get that link in the show notes. It's completely free. It's a completely free download for you, and I believe it's really going to help you. And just remember, preparation time is never wasted time. Preparation time is never lost time. It is very, very productive to be working in preparation, even when you don't see the results, even when things are not visible. So I want you to get excited for what you can actually do to prepare yourself and what you are preparing for in your life. You will definitely see the reward. And like always, I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode when it comes out, and I will chat to you next time.